Hold up. Me don't tell them I no long talk. Yeah. So we do it, you know. Action over words, you understand? Place and lift up like Barkley when the young gargan walking. Nah, miss when me aim for the target. Problems, no, you don't want it. Make money, make moves, left carnage. Without a warning, still out performing. Action, me I deal with charging. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Style is so current till it's shocking. Been around the end so you can't diss me. No, you're not to guess who the Don is. Have to make a marking deep, cause talk is. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Hold up. Me don't tell them I no long talk, 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 talk. Hold up. Talk, 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 talk. Me don't tell them I no long talk. It's a starship.
Not to lose the game. The darkest night is always seen. Wait on the night and we're face to face. I've heard about you, you know about me. Already enough not to lose the game. The darkest night is always seen. Wait on the night and we're face to face. I've heard about you, you know about me. Already enough not to lose the game. No, no, not to lose the game. No, not to lose the game. Not to lose the game. Not to lose the game. Lose the game. Lose the game. Lose the game. Not to lose the game. The darkest night is always seen. Wait on the night and we're face to face. I've heard about you, you know about me. Already enough not to lose the game. The sweetest touch I've ever felt. The sweetest things I got with your kiss. Let's stay forever in this embrace. Mixing the sunrise with the ocean breeze. No, not to lose the game. 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 Not to lose the game. Not to lose the game. Lose the game. Lose the game. Lose the game. Not to lose the game. Lose the game. Lose the game. Lose the game. Not to lose the game.
The economy is lying, children are dying, sickness consumed all of my plans. Do you want to dance? to riot based on my information diet. In this political climate, it's too hot to take a stance. Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? Celebrity, darling, take a chance. Do you want to dance? I may be brazen, but at least I'm not bruised. Honesty is weakness and I'd rather not be used. Let's play romance. Do you want to dance? Ticking, time bomb. All hear it click. We stay quiet, so I let my feet throw a fit. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
And I got a big circle. Frequencies put us in the work. We been smoking good, good. Smoking on a good, good. Living like a young man should. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all alone. Thinking about the times that we had on our own. Even everything that was on the phone. It's all deleted, cause I don't wanna see it. 'Cause I know that I never cross your mind, do you? 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 And I keep on thinking of you. And I keep on dreaming of you. Yeah, yeah. I can't even feel when we're both alone tonight. Yeah, yeah. And I keep on thinking of you. Okay. And I keep on dreaming of you. Okay. I can't even feel when we're both alone tonight. Feel you in my arms, it's the best. I don't ever wanna let go. I see you in my head, and I don't know if I wanna let go. Happy days come around when I'm feeling cold. Sad boy got the silence when he in the room. Listen to the drop, I've been taking on my time, it's a lot. Spending out some cookies and I'm locked. Looking on a beat that is cocked. Living my life, but I'm feeling the pain. I to get my life together, rearrange. I remember we were broke, now it's music all day. Not talking seasons, but it's all about the Coldplay. Never ever ever stop, even when I hear to say I just gotta keep doing my thing if you ever need me. And I keep on thinking of you. And I keep on dreaming of you. Yeah, yeah. I can't even feel when we're both alone tonight. Yeah, yeah. Hey. And I keep on thinking of you. And I keep on thinking about you. And I keep on dreaming of you. And I keep on dreaming. I can't even feel when we're both alone tonight. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, oh yeah. Okay, oh yeah.
If I walk to the sea, baby, I never say, for I will fall into the light. Every time I try to breathe, the moon will rise and carry me, for I have loved and I have died. So I won't hold back, and you should know that was never gone, just have regrets. So I won't go back, oh Lord, guide me to forget the time I lost with no regrets, and the moon shine back again. And the moon shine back again. When I drove down to Wiffys, while I blame the world's neglect, then I shine right back again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. On behalf of LCA Broadcasting, my name is Danny Fanta, and I got Parker by my side. And what a game we got tonight. Darkest Hour, their second game of the season, and it'll be up against Wiffys. First of all, Parker, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Just excited to cast some good CSGO. We got two great teams going here tonight. I think we're in for a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Darkest Hour, they started off the season with a bang with a 16-6 victory over Atlas Esports Black. A very comfortable one at that. They looked really good overall, super clean. The team chemistry was certainly there, and they were firing on all cylinders. This match might be a little bit of a tougher challenge. Wiffys also coming off a pretty good game one. They're also 1-0 on the season. They had a 16-8 victory over the team that they played. And so, it's too early in the season for us really to make any kind of analyzations on either of these teams. Darkest Hour being kind of a new team to me, just joining LCA this season for season 44. Still yet to be seen. So a little bit unpredictable as far as, predictions can go. We don't have enough stats to really back up any kind of odds on which way this could go, but should be in for a good one.
For sure. I think, like you said, there's not enough to go off of right now. I mean, I've heard it from the chat that we have some former teammates going at each other, so this might be kind of a grudge match going in, which will make it just that ever more so exciting. But, like we said, there's no stats going in, so we can't really make a good prediction. I think both these teams will bring a lot to the table. I do have to favor Darkest Hour just because I saw a little bit more dominance looking back at the stats from the last couple of matches. Wiffy, while they do still look good, I don't think they had as tough of a test that the Darkest Hour did. And while Darkest Hour had that test, they were very, very dominant in that first win. So personally, I'm going to have to lean Darkest Hour going into this match, but with it being Vertigo, anything can happen. Sides really do matter here, and you got to capitalize. You got to capitalize early. You got to be consistent on this map and take advantage of the opportunities the other team gives you.
Yeah, definitely. Vertigo is on the cards tonight. That'll be the best of one between these two teams. Haven't seen a lot from either of them as far as Vertigo goes, so it's interesting to see that the veto falls onto a map like this. That verticality aspect can be quite a unique one when it comes to CSGO maps. But Darkest Hour coming off a really good initial win to start that season. And, Capital giving us one of the best clips of the season, pretty much, with that insane 1v4 with the Deagle up in Banana on Inferno. It was a joy to watch and left me speechless. So hopefully we'll get some great plays like that again tonight. These guys will bring everything they have into this match. High energy performance between both of these teams. We got everybody in the server still waiting on everybody to ready up, and we should be getting into this match very shortly. So we'll take a little bit of a quick break, and actually, as I say that, we're ready to head into the knife round. So we'll flip it over to the map intro here. And Vertigo, one of those maps that I've actually started to favor over the years. When it first came out, people were a little bit indifferent to it. Maybe not the most popular map in the pool, but now it's really come into its own as kind of like a staple.
Yeah, no, definitely a map that has to grow on you. Like you said, I don't think anyone at the beginning really enjoyed this map, as it's going to be Darkest Hour picking up that CT side due to the pistols. But I agree. I think the verticality map, Vertigo has grown on me and it's become one of our more fun ones to watch. There's been a lot of good matchup on this, a lot of good angles that you're going to see, a lot of good plays that can be made on both sites. Quick rotations through the bottom here for the T side that makes it very interesting and keeps you on your toes throughout the whole game.
Yeah, well, like you said, Darkest Hour, they'll be starting off on that CT side. As we get into the game, Darkest Hour versus Wiffys, second game of the season for both of these teams, looking to keep that winning streak going. And 4 players from Wiffys starting to walk up that A ramp. And it'll be Pat to lurk over towards that B side.
Yeah, not a lot of defense over here if you are Darkest Hour. They're really playing towards that B side to start this off. So if they can get onto this side, take advantage, could be a great opportunity to get the bomb down early as a ton of damage comes in on the Capital, the utility there, and it will be I think we're going to go with getting the kill through the smoke.
Yeah, right through the smoke. Good way to start it off. Get that bomb down cleanly, an entry frag already. There's a kit on Axe, so they're going to push in here for this retake flash over. Doesn't really affect Captain Polo here, as he is kind of tucked away towards this ramp, but it's all on Dew sitting here towards the elbow. He'll get 2, but Wilson and Axe get a couple back as well. And Axe is defusing this in the smoke. Luckily, though, Pat, he's got the lineup. And that should pretty much do it. It'll be Nat to finalize things, confirming that final kill. And, you know, a little bit dangerous, but Wiffys, they make it happen, and they start things off 1-0.
You know, cheeky little play. They're trying to go for that defuse. Great job there, though, by Wiffys to kind of pick that up. And Pat getting those shots through. Great recognition there, saving the round. I don't know how close he was, but, you know, great job by Wiffys getting on the board early.
So Wiffys, they'll force into this one. Galil's across the board, except for Dew, who will be with that MAC-10 looking to farm up some money for himself. Nice lineup there for Nat. Will take down Capital very early on into this round. And with that frag, it does seem like Wiffys are going to reconvene and try to take this A site pretty cleanly. It's just the USPs now. Darkest Hour opting to go for the full save. And we'll have the rifles in the next one, but they'll just be looking to make it a little bit expensive for these guys, as you don't really expect much with this USP.
Yeah, no, I like this push, though. You force up to those Galils. You're able to give yourself an advantage, especially here on this T side, like we talked about. Sides do matter. Taking advantage of your rounds early is going to be huge here as they deliver the kill. Two gets one, gets a shots onto the second as CWS cleans it up. More shots for you from the smoke, and CWS again taking down a third here as Pat goes on the flank and will clean it up. Wiffys on the board, round 2.
Yep, as clean as you like right there. 2-0 for Wiffys. This will be the time that Darkest Hour can maybe get one back, as they'll buy some rifles in, a little bit of utility as well. Maybe not the greatest, but surely will be enough to hold off Wiffys for at least a little bit of time. As we know, utility usage so important on this map to block off those certain choke points, and it can really mean the difference between a win or loss sometimes. A little bit of a different setup from Wiffys here, more of a default kind of spread out overall, waiting to see if Darkest Hour will get a little aggressive towards these certain angles. Right now, just sort of clearing out these close angles, pushing back the CTs to play some more conservative positions. But it seems like, again, the play is over towards this A ramp, at least for now.
I mean, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, they've done a great job going through us. Great angle there from DHG is getting those shots right through the crack of the tarp. And he might get a second one line through. He does, as he takes great damage on his EWS and Nat there. Oh, I like that angle. I haven't seen that used before as they come down. Capital now finds the first, will be traded out by Pat here. Here comes Dew. Are they going to push this site quick, or are they going to wait for the reinforcements to come through? It looks like they're going to be pushing through.
Yeah, off the back of that frag, all the nades starting to fly in now. Nice spray through the smoke there. The timing is perfect. He'll take down Dew. And here's his footsteps too. Axe, he might line it up, and he's got it perfectly. Maybe Zeus making a little too much noise there. So the bomb will be dropped in a pretty compromising position, and not a lot of time left on this clock. It's just Nat and Captain Apollo left alive in this round, and it doesn't seem like they are too keen at trying to get that bomb back. So they'll just try to save these Galils over, and Darkest Hour, they'll put their first on the board.
You know, great job there by Darkest Hour. You saw great shots through the smoke there as Gaiatos was able to line that up, just getting that sound cue, perfect lineup like you called it, and they did a great job that round, letting the play come to them. They weren't aggressive. They let Wiffys come into their fire. They held their position strong, and it resulted in that first round win.
Not too big of an issue for Wiffys. They've got the money to rebuy in. And so they will be looking to put a stop to Darkest Hour, maybe tying things up here. But super important to get that first round out of the way. Darkest Hour, they make it happen. And again, opting for what seems to be a slow default here throughout the map. A lot of angles to check. And these smokes slowing things down considerably.
Yeah, no, this slow start to the round is playing very methodical as he does get that first pick, quickly traded out by Wilson over here on B. Now here comes Nat and company. They will be starting to push up. Flash comes out. Great shot to the box. There comes the Molly. And they get the kill. They do. They shut it down and 1 through mid. A great angle there by Pat holding that as it's now a 4v1. All of a sudden, this round is falling apart for Darkest Hour.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like they did anything too special. Everyone just kind of spread out and got the picks they needed to. It's all down to Yados here, who has a tall task ahead of him in the 1v4. We'll probably just look to save this M4 as the bomb goes down onto the A site. And they just kind of walked in and won their gunfights, and at the end of the day, it's CSGO. You know, you win, you tap those heads. It's as simple as that. And so Wiffys, after Darkest Hour get there first, they'll take one right back and extend their lead. It'll be a 2-round lead for them. And unfortunately for Darkest Hour, they won't have the greatest money moving into this next round. It'll just be Yados to save over that M4, and Wiffys don't seem to be, aggressing, hunting down Yados here, so realistically he should be able to save that over. But good answer back. Yados from the long range takes down Pat, and that'll be it.
Great exit frag there for Yados. Even as small as it was there in the situation, it could come to play at bigger impacts here as the game goes on, the more and more they get of those. Really looking to see if Raids can step it up here. Currently 0-3 for the side of Darkest Hour. There's just... It feels like Wiffys, when they go into these rounds, they're just winning their one-on-one fights like we talked about. They're doing nothing special, no crazy plays as they come into these rounds. They're just winning the one-on-ones on site. And it's resulted in a 3-1 advantage so far for them. If Darkest Hour wants to win this, they need to be a little bit smarter, take smarter angles, and win those fights.
Yeah, and Raid's one of those players in the previous match that had a very good score line on both sides, T and CT. One of the better riflers on this team that we've seen so far. But Darkest Hour still have yet to really get like that kind of full buy. They've gotten the rifles in that 3rd round. Couldn't do anything with it, unfortunately. So they'll be waiting to get that next buy-in. Pat, close there. He could have gotten swung on. Dew is leading the way up these B stairs. Molly to clear out that close angle. They'll be forced to fall off, but there's a rotation coming over now. Now there's 3 people ready for this push onto the B site. So the read is there, and as a matter of fact, Raidza is now here as well. So Wiffys, they're kind of walking into a stack.
This could go south very quickly. I think it's 3 down immediately to the anti-pack with Wilson with 3. A great return, but he was unable to get the last 2 as Nat cleans him up. Another round of the board for Wiffys. Wilson, though, making it interesting there at the end, picking up a 3 quick kills in the feed.
Yeah, a little bit of a silver lining. Get some money from those 3 kills. In that default position, 4-1 for Wiffys, but now this is really the time where Darkest Hour need to come alive. If they lose this round, things could start snowballing out of control pretty quickly. And on a map like Vertigo, which is very CT-sided, you want to make sure that you have the upper hand before moving into that second half. But look at this. Nat, he's picked up that AWP on the T side. We'll see how much of an effect or impact that has into these coming rounds. It'll be, again, standard protocol here from Wiffys. Looks like they might try to boost up here. A little nade stack towards white box. That's nice. Haven't seen that before.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a while. I think I haven't seen that since this map first came out and people were trying to line that up. But great little play there. They get some opening info. I want to see Nat be able to use this op, though, to see what they can get on this map with it. I mean, the T-side op can be very effective if used correctly. So let's see if you can get a pick maybe over here by ramp.
That is the hope. Less than a minute to play, and Wiffys taking it very slowly. Meticulously checking all these angles, working up the A ramp. And, yeah, a bit of an interesting setup. It does seem like they are favoring that B site. Now the rotations come over, but is it a little too late? That's what we're here to find out. The wall of smokes are down. The bomb will be cleanly planted, and Captain Apollo is just finding these kills through the smoke, lining it up perfectly. Darkest Hour. There's nowhere safe to be. It's Apollo doing it all on his own here. He's gotten 3 in this round, even locating that flank player. And Pat, the lurker towards the B site, will close things out. Capital, though, really good spray transfer. He'll take down 2, but Nat is ready and waiting. And he will take him on out. So, really, that all is down to Captain Apollo getting some great entries, opening that bomb site up for Wiffys, and through the smoke. Darkest Hour maybe getting a little too comfortable, thinking that, oh, hey, we're safe behind here. But no, the bullets just fly right through.
Yeah, no, great job by Captain Apollo as well. Great map awareness. Picked up that flank, which could have caused a lot of damage there on the side of Wiffys if he was able to sneak past through. I think he had 2 or 3 kills lined up. Apollo doesn't make that read, so a great job there to kind of save yourself from something going wrong. As we're going to see a save now coming in for Darkest Hour. You talked about the snowball that could happen if they drop that round. We're now seeing him on the save. This could be 2 or 3 rounds in a row if they're not able to pick it up here.
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe a little bit of an aggressive play. Already a couple players from Darkest Hour creeping through that ramp smoke. That'll be some good information found as Wiffys are favoring this mid push. Flash will go over. It's due to lead the way. And he flicks around and will take down Axe, who just has that P250 in hand. A nice flick from Nat. Connects onto the body of Capital. Wilson, he's picked up an AK for his troubles. But on the other side, it is just all Wiffys. They get a kill each for all of their players. And now a 6-1 advantage.
Yeah, no, and in comes the pause. I was just about to mention this. If you are Darkest Hour, now might be the time to pause, regain, talk it through. As the coach, you got to say something here. You have Raidsta, who, like you said, was having a great match last game, really struggling at the start here. I don't know if it's something going on maybe with internet or something, but like we haven't really seen him in this match. He's currently 0-6. The teams look slow. Have the coach talk to the team, regain, refocus, let them know, like, hey, from here on, 0-0, just play it how we're going to start it. Start over. Because the 6-1 on a CT side is not what you want, but there is still a chance to rectify this situation if you are Darkest Hour and put yourself in a position to still win this match.
Yeah, certainly looking for an answer to the T side that Wiffys is throwing at them right now. Everything seems to be going their way, and they've got quite a bit of money saved up here, so it's going to be tough to break the bank. Darkest Hour are going to need a couple, if not maybe 3 in a row, to start chipping away at this lead. Pretty detrimental. It's going to be a tough one, but Yados, he's picked up that AWP for the first time here today on the CT side, and oh boy, creeping through. ZWS might have timing there. On to Raidza. Oh my goodness, they're going to walk right into each other. He's going to realize that he can't move any further, and he's going to line it up. Beautiful from ZWS, and just really bad timing from Raidza and Yados. Smoke dissipates, and it goes in the favor of Wiffys. An early 2-man advantage, and now they get aggressive. You know, you lose 2 players, you want to try and get one back, and Pat does a really good job of just waiting for that CT aggression to try and get one back. Puts them even further behind.
Yeah, no, just really unfortunate timing there, like you mentioned. Just able to line them up through the smoke. Now a 5v2 situation here for Wiffys. It seems like they've always been in these opening situations where they just get the picks and the rounds kind of spiral from there. So if you're Darkest Hour going forward, you really need to work on getting these opening picks, because once they don't, this is where they've been falling apart, as they are going to push into the site, leading this charge, peeking over this ramp peak here. They're going to look at the back. It looks like there's no one here on the site, so they have a free plant here if they want it, as it looks like Darkest Hour might be just deciding to save with all that utility on their backs fully spent out. Might as well just save it here.
Yeah, no point in contesting this any further. You're already so low on the money, and they've just not been able to break through this Wiffys offense. Again, very unfortunate kind of that smoke fades, and they're just lined up there for ZWS to take care of the job fairly easily. Really no chance for them to get back into it. But, yeah, everything going Wiffys' way so far. They'll be up 7-1 on the T side, which is not something that you see very often on Vertigo. They are hunting down these last couple rifles, trying to save it over. And it'll come down to the last few seconds here.
Yeah, let's see if they're able to find this at the end of the rounds. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to find anything as they are just tucked away in a corner. They might have seen them there at the end, but nothing comes through as they're able to save those weapons. Now 7-1 in favor of Wiffys. One more round securing them the first half T-sided win. But now the question is how much more are they going to win by? I think it's the real question. They're not, and to talk about it, Wiffys isn't doing anything crazy here. They're not bringing out any crazy strats that no one's ever seen before. They're just winning their gunfights here, and Darkest Hour just needs to find a way to respond at this point as we go into round number 9.
Well, they're hoping that they can find a solution. That's not the way to do it, though. Starting off with losing their AWPer very quickly. And, I mean, just a lot of these kills have come through smokes as well. It has really just been definitely a little bit of luck involved when it comes to a lot of these Wiffys kills, but still, they have the presence of mind, the knowledge to spam through, reading Darkest Hour when they try and push aggressively down these ramp plays, and it's working out for them. And look at this. He just backs right into the rifle of Capital. ZWS, there's a double found. And they are just firing on all cylinders. And with this round win, they will win the half.
You know, it looks like what we've seen from Wiffys is where they find one, they usually find two. Picking up a double there is ZWS. Another great start to the round for him as he seems to just be on fire these last few. And it's going to be ZWS just waiting here. He might find more. Is he able to get a shot on? He is. He takes down Gax. Will Wilson run into the buzzsaw? That is ZWS as well. He will, but he will be able to shut him down, equal it out. But here comes Do. Can Do find this kill onto Wilson? No, as Wilson shuts him down as well. A 2-piece for Wilson. Now a 2v3. Bomb is down, though this should be the round. And Pat will clean him up, and that'll put an end to it as Wiffys does win the first half with that guaranteed round there. Man, I mean, what do you do if you're Darkest Hour at this point?
Yeah, I'm not sure. 8-1. Wiffys have so much momentum. It's tough. You know, it's a mental game through and through once you get to this point. You've got to be able to not tilt. Find a solution. Talk it out together as a team. And figure out what can be done. What can we switch up to throw this team off our scent? Because they really have them down to a T right now. And definitely not the outcome that we were looking at or maybe expecting early on before this match began. Trade of some damage back and forth between Capital and Nat. But yeah, Wiffys show no signs of stopping here. Pedal to the metal. And again, my God. I mean, it's just brutal. Another shot right through the smoke. Nat with the AWP this time. And again, they're looking for an answer, looking for a trade back. They will get it, but not before Pat will get one of his own. So the man advantage will stay on the side of Wiffys as they now work up this A ramp.
Yeah, no, great job there once again. Wiffys just able to answer 1 for 1, and they come out ahead on it. As Nat and Pat pick up those kills down to Yados, Reza, and Wilson. Let's see what they can find here. Can they shut down this round and maybe get a second on the board as that smoke kind of comes in, but ZWS just holding an angle and Yados try to run through. Doesn't find anything. Reza finds a second with the Deagle, but will be traded out finally by ZWS. Now a 2v1 situation here. ZWS and Captain Apollo up against Wilson. Not really in his favor, as they still have a lot of utility being invested here. They might have seen the shoulder peak there. I think they have. They're going for this plant. Molotov will come through. Wilson, what can you find here? This is a big situation for you as ZWS just holding this angle. Here comes the swing, and ZWS shuts it down. Another round of the board for Wiffys, now 9-1.
Yeah, I think Wilson, in that situation, he had to go for it, just knowing the deficit that you're already in. Now an 8-round lead, and that gap just continues to widen. Starting to look a little bit out of hand, a little bit of a desperate situation for Darkest Hour. Wilson, a good try, but they're really doing a good job of covering all bases. There's really been no gaps in Wiffy's offense. They have the answer to, it seems, whatever Darkest Hour throw at them. Yado's going for an aggressive peek down the ramp, and Nat is going to win the duel of oppers this time around. It will be retrieved. A little bit of an awkward spray there, but the bullet finally does connect onto the head of Wilson. And, you know, it seems like Darkest Hour, they lose a man early on, maybe one or two, and they always seem to try and push somebody here to get that advantage back. This time, though, it goes in the favor of Darkest Hour as Capital wins the duel towards top mid. But still, an uphill battle for sure, and Reza, he's done a good job bringing it back to an even affair. That molly will push him off his position just a little bit, as it does seem like another A hit is on the cards, but all three players are here. Nice nade over the top will take ZWS down a little bit. They're pushing here. They are not wavering. Axe. Good spray down right above that smoke. This could be it. Just two more players to find. And that time is dwindling.
You know, if you're Darkest Hour, this is the round you have to win. You're in the position. You have the kills. Down to Captain Apollo and Nat now as they rotate this over. They will get bombed down. Darkest Hour needs to have a good retake here as they get the bomb down. Nat will set up close with this op. Are they going to be able to find anything? As Reza going to peek his head up. Will he find Nat? He does find the first. Down to Captain Apollo. Axe is going to swing. Axe will fall, but that should be the trade out. And Reza clutches it up, finds the last two of the round, and that's a round on the board for Darkest Hour. Now 2 for them as they get back into this game.
Yeah, super important round for Darkest Hour to find there. That's just their second round of the game, but now maybe off the back of that, you say, hey guys, you know what? We're not out of this just yet. We can win against these guys. They're not unbeatable. Still,
yeah, no, for sure.
Quite
and
a gap.
Reza, and like you talked about earlier, Reza now stepping it up, bringing that rifle back into things, now up to 5 kills after that really slow start where he was 0-6. Now 5 and 3 since then, so maybe that's the kickstart that they needed here.
Maybe so. Yet to be seen. A little bit of a change of pace here from Wiffys. A lot of utility thrown over towards this A ramp. They're headed up it quickly. Now finally stalled at the top here. Waiting to see if Darkest Hour will peek into them. They will indeed. It's a perfect flash. Capital. He is on the case here. Does a lot of damage. Runs out of bullets though, but Yados is right there. And that is perfect. All teammates able to help him out. Pat, he'll get one back, but it's a 1v3, and the bomb dropped down onto this A ramp. Should be done and dusted.
You know, for sure, great round here by Darkest Hour. It started with that flash, able to pick up multiple kills there as they shut down that push, or any thought of winning that round very quickly. It was just a great job. Like I said, it's all from that flash. They had them all turned around, and a great flick with the pistol there does secure that 3rd kill before they're able to answer anything back, as it's down to Pat. He's not really going to be able to make a play on anything here, so it looks like it is going to be the save as he just walks through this middle part of the map, maybe looking just for an exit pick or something, as he will now go for the bomb, it looks like, and they has been spotted. Here it comes. Will he find anything? It's going to be Pat swinging. Now he's going to run. He got the bomb, though. No, he didn't. Never mind. Yeah, bomb still on the ramp. It's now just running, getting away. Maybe play safe here. Just not much you could do. 10 seconds remain. This should be the round.
That clock will tick the final few seconds off, and Darkest Hour get a 3rd. This could be what they needed, but again, just the run that Wiffys have gone on right now, there's so much money in the bank for them. So they have plenty of money to rebuy in here. It's going to take a lot more than that for Darkest Hour to break the bank. But, you know, it definitely seems like maybe they're starting to gain some footing here, gain some traction. And, yeah, like you said, Reza maybe starting to feel himself a little bit, get a little bit more comfortable. It's a rough start for him early on. This time, a fast play towards B. 4 players over here. Well, I thought it would be, but now they've slowed it down just a little bit. ZWS making a lot of noise over here towards that A ramp, at least keeping those A players in check. Stopping the rotate from coming in too early. But look at this, Reza. He's found a lot of information, pushing all the way through mid and taking down ZWS on that ladder. That's a fantastic start for Darkest Hour. Now here comes the execute. Do the entry fragger. He's got to sort of tuck away here, right into the smoke again. It's perfect, Captain Apollo, and they're pushing in very well, taking the space on this B site. But maybe getting a little too aggressive, pushing through that smoke, and now on the flank, it's Axe, who has completely shut down the push here. Captain Apollo, who's found the gap on that smoke. 1v2 situation, but just cannot land the shot. It'll be Capital to finish things off. And there you go. 3 rounds in a row for Darkest Hour. Maybe starting to whittle their way back into this one.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's been something since that timeout called. We've seen a whole different Darkest Hour come out here. We talked about it before. Raised now stepping it up. You've seen a lot from Axe. Gatos really playing well. The Capital doing a great job in that round to help secure it. Just, it was a little bit of over-aggression there from Wiffys. You know, they're getting a little too comfortable now on the map where they think they can just push anything. And now Darkest Hour is the one capitalizing on it as we're going to jump into the early peak, and Nat will shut down Gatos. Great little flick there. Now it's going to be Captain Apollo here. Will he be able to spot out Wilson? He will, but Wilson does get down too. Now a 4v3 advantage of Wiffys.
Yeah, I thought you honestly started up GTA 5 in the background, Parker, with those sirens going off. But, yep, that's another great shot from Nat to take down Raids, getting a little curious over there towards scaffolding. That will give them a very big advantage as they work back towards this A ramp once again. Capital on the flank, though, but Pat, he was ready for it still. Will lose the duel, and that makes it a little bit more manageable for Darkest Hour. 2v3 bomb will go down, planted for ramp, and there we go, the spam through. It's been so good, and this time in the favor of Darkest Hour. Axe brings it back to a 2v2, another shot found, and now they've got the molly for sandbags. It'll push him out of his position, but Nat, he's connected on the first. Swings over towards that left side, the molly will not land. And he has no information on whether this is being stuck or not. But he calls the bluff. It's well done. The flash. Capital's going to go for the full defuse. And it's just the op, so he can't spam through. And Capital, the stick works out. Ice in his veins to clutch it out in the 1v1. And it is now 9-5.
Yeah, no, that round came down to anybody's luck there. Just unfortunate missing the shots through for Nat, but a great clutch up there for Darkest Hour as they get another round on the board. Now 5-9. They have a chance to cut this to 7-9 in the first half. Kind of save themselves and maybe go on a T-side run, but you got to be able to close out this half here. You can't let them go up 11 here. Going into the second half when you're going over to the T-side. Maybe it's T-sided now. What do we know? We're just casters, right? But this round is big for Darkest Hour. You have a chance to really break the bank here for Wiffys and end that economic upturn that they've had over there. So, huge round here for Darkest Hours. It's going to start off kind of slow. A lot of utility being thrown in. No one really jumping out, making themselves known. It's kind of a waiting game, which I think favors Darkest Hour here going into this round.
Yeah, this is really best case scenario for Darkest Hour. I mean, you're down 9-1. Now a possibility of ending this half 9-6. So much better. I mean, you're still, you know, I personally think this map is CT-sided. I know that in the pro scene it is, so could go either way, but I like this aggression here. Capital and Raiza find one apiece. And so, you know, you bring it from 9-1 to a 9-6, certainly looks a lot better. And just judging by the way this map started, it definitely seemed like Wiffys could run away with it. But now there's a chance. The A hit is on. And ZWS gets caught throwing that smoke down. Capital doing a really good job here. He's got 3 kills in that round before he finally gets shut down. And Nat, with 22 HP, they've heard him drop down, and it'll be Wilson to connect onto that headshot. So yeah, 5 rounds in a row for Wiffys to finish off that half. I mean, you've got to like that going forward. You've got the momentum. Got to build up some confidence for these individual players overall. And so now moving on to that T side, it's still going to be quite an uphill battle. But you've got to like what's going for Darkest Hour moving into the second half.
Yeah, no, definitely a doable half now. Great regain there from Darkest Hour. You have a lot of momentum on your side. You just need to carry it over into these pistol rounds now. These pistol rounds are going to be so crucial for them. If you're able to get ahead early on these pistol rounds, you set yourself up for a great position to maybe carry this through to the T side when you have these full buys coming through to where you have a little bit of momentum. You have a little bit of confidence to play with here. To set yourself up for this comeback. I mean, you're only 3 rounds down now. Granted, you are on what we would consider bad side, but as we saw from the first half, there really is no good side or bad side between these teams because it's an early match in the year. Not a lot of reps have been played on these maps between these two teams as we've seen. So maybe this is still doable for Darkest Hour. They just need to put themselves together and formulate a good plan to come out and win the second half.
And they will take as much time as they are allowed here in the halftime break to talk things over, cook up a strategy as we make our way into the second half with Wiffys leading by 3. And, yeah, it's really anyone's guess at how the outcome of this match will turn out. But so far, so good. I really did think it was going to end up being a stomp. Wiffys, they looked to be in complete control. And then something snapped inside of them. And Darkest Hour made a nice little comeback here, making it look a lot more manageable than what it was previously. And so we just wait for the second half to go.
Yeah, no, it looks like we will be finally getting underway here. Hopefully soon. It's so hard to tell. Hopefully. But, I mean, I'm excited for it. It definitely became a lot more of an entertaining game once Darkest Hour was able to work out the kinks to pick it up here. So we should be looking at a much better second half, hopefully, here. As Raised really was able to step it up and be an X factor there in that second half. Kind of what they were missing in those first 7-8 rounds for his team. Once he was able to provide that slaying power that he does provide in this team, it was a whole different look, as we will be now getting into round 16 here. Wiffys on CT, Darkest Hour on T side now as we jump back into the match.
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready. Second half between Darkest Hour and Wiffys. Who will come out on top, stay undefeated, and who will drop to 1-1 on Season 44. So far, it has been looking good for Wiffys, but Darkest Hour, they've got that momentum in from the 5 rounds found consecutively, and it looks like they seem to have a set play towards this A ramp. Pat is tucked away behind these sandbags. It's a quiet play, a contact. Axe will trade that back, a little 1-for-1. And Reza does a good job of clearing him out and gets 2! I didn't even see the second player there in sandbags. And those are some extremely good kills from Reza, which will open things up. But man, what a shot by Dew. Right back. And now there is a chance here. But these headshots have to land. Flashbang goes in and Wilson shuts down the first defender. It's all on to Dew in the 1v3. He's got the kit, a smoke and flash as well. But Darkest Hour, they know they can really just play time. And Wilson will be holding that gap. There'll be no chance for Dew to make it back in. And the pistol round 1 from Darkest Hour, continuing their streak.
Yeah, no, great job there from Darkest Hour. A great job by Raised. Like you said, I didn't even see the second guy behind the sandbags there either. Great recognition by him to jump onto the second. I didn't know you could fit 2 guys back there. He really hit himself well, but great job by Raised of recognizing that and the team for jumping on it. We saw some great shots out of Dew there at the end that kind of made it a little bit more interesting, but Darkest Hour gets that first pistol round on the board. They get the buy-in now as you see the 2 AKs, 2 Gleals, and a MAC-10 come through for them. Now they're going to be able to jump up. They're going to line them up here. There goes Capital for 1, 2, 3 before falling to Nat. Great job there. And Wilson waits for more. Wilson gets another here as it's all down to Pat. And he will fall. Wilson and Capital combining for all 5 in the round. The bomb plant comes down. That's extra economy. Perfect round there from Darkest Hour.
Now lining them up and knocking them down. Easy as that. They make the eco round look simple. Capital with 3. That is the top fragger for this Darkest Hour squad so far at 16-12. And they look to keep this going because they have really been on the move here. 1 round away from tying things up. And a fast play towards this A ramp. It's going to be Raids at entry things out. Onto Nat towards Sandbags. Yados cashing in on a kill of his own. And that is a nice start to that execute. Also, ZWS dropped very low due to that early utility being thrown by Darkest Hour. Now, they just kind of slow it down. They're going to check the rest of these angles. ZWS is 3 HP. And holding on for dear life with that M4A4 in hand. Looking to at least get 1 back.
Yeah, no, we talked about it early. Like, if you're Darkest Hour, you got to jump early and be aggressive, and they've done just that, as you saw, opening up that round with a lot of aggression, getting those first picks. ZWS down slow as Capital picks up another there on the ZWS. It's now a 5v2. This is going picture perfect if you're a Darkest Hour fan right now. This is everything you love to see, as here comes the push now onto site. It's going to be raised. It's going to be Wilson. What will they find? Can they get this bomb down? They should be able to get it down pretty quickly. And yes, they do. Wilson going in now for the plant. All down to do and Captain Apollo to maybe find some way to thwart this opportunity here. But they're going to have every angle covered. It's going to be Axe holding the ramp. You're going to see Raised just holding that front side. Do sitting over here towards B, so it's the definite save now. This round's over. Another one on the board for Darkest Hour is we're going to tie this thing up.
Yep. Both Do and Captain Apollo in no position to try and make that happen. And it's a free bomb plant for Darkest Hour. They're getting crunched here. Capital on that backside. We'll get 1, and Yados takes down Do. So, wow. What a turn of events here, Parker. 9-1 to 9-9. Both of these teams going on massive streaks. And, you know, with that round win, that's a bonus for Darkest Hour. Wiffys, they bought in those M4s, so now they're back onto the upgraded pistols. And so things may be getting a little bit out of hand for Wiffys. Luckily, though, you know, with that lead built up before the half, despite Darkest Hour going on this streak, it is still tied, so it's still anyone's game. We can pretty much just reset it like it's 0-0 at this point. And getting a little curious down towards the bottom of the ladder here. Wilson will be able to take out Do. Trying to get some information onto the whereabouts of these Darkest Hour players as they now book it towards this B site. Nobody there to stop them. The closest player being Captain Apollo, and he is all the way back there in CT spawn. He will now back up. Raids up, holding the lurk towards the ramp, and it should be some easy cleanup frags for him. Nat, though, with a nice little headshot, will maybe try and save this AK over for the next round, but the rest of these players will be sweeping the area. And Darkest Hour take the lead after being down 9-1. It is now 10-9. They secure double digits.
Yeah, no, you talked about turn of events, and it's happening right now. A great opening start here from Darkest Hour, continuing over that all that energy they had from the last couple of rounds on the CT side, just taking it straight over here. The confidence is flying right now. And the nice thing is that you still have 2 Galils on the map. You haven't had to buy anything, as they're still just farming kills with these guns. And the economy's through the roof. They're in the position that Wiffys was to end that last half, where they just had money for days.
Yeah, look at that. Yados is on $9,000, and he's already full bought. He's got his utility as well. And this is just the 4th round of the second half. So, really, Darkest Hour in a perfect position to start putting these rounds together, stringing them together, and maybe start extending this lead. Right now, all the momentum is on their side, but Wiffy's looking to put that to a stop here. Nat, he picks up that op. And he's over here towards mid, holding it down. 3-man setup. Make that 4, actually. Heavily leaning towards this B side. ZWS left alone to do the dirty work. But so far, a very slow approach from Darkest Hour. As they now throw a flash over through mid. Try and work their way through here. But if they do go through mid towards B, Wiffys is perfectly set up for this.
Yeah, no, definitely they're perfectly set up if this does happen. It's a very slow round. Darkest Hour kind of straying away from counts to Apollo, gets a second count. They're all falling now as Nat gets their second as well. It's now a 4v1 situation here for Whiff, and then closes it up as Pat gets the final kill. I don't know if I like that play if I'm Darkest Hour. You've been thriving on the aggression. You've been thriving on being confident on the map. And you just take a slow round there that just plays into Wiffys, and they're able to wait on it and get those kills. I'd like to see Darkest Hour go back to the aggressive strategy they were kind of playing while still playing smart, as we do have a pause come in here.
I mean, you also have to take into account that they really just kind of ran into a stack there. There were 4 players waiting for them, and I think even if they did go fast, it's still, I mean, the defense was there. They had the read on them, and so now a pause comes out. Not sure from which team. Could be either one. You know, they don't tell us anything around here. We just know that it's a tactical pause for sure. They'll talk things over, see if they can figure out an answer here. Wiffys, after losing many rounds in a row, 9 in a row to be exact, they finally get one back and tie things up here at 10 rounds apiece. Looking to maybe retake this lead, and, you know, it's funny. I remember there was another game like this. Actually, it's not a tactical pause, it's a technical pause, because we actually just had one of the Wiffys players disconnect from the server. So yeah, they'll
multiple players.
Another one.
Now.
One from each team.
Well, I don't know the last time I saw tactical issues on both sides, or technical issues on both sides, but yeah, this might be a little bit of a wait now. So we'll see what comes from this.
Yeah.
It's nothing serious.
Hopefully it does get resolved quickly. We do see ZWS make his way back into the server fairly quickly on the other side of things. So there it is. All right, so cool. We're good to go. Just maybe a little bit of a reset there. Some internet issues possibly. 4v4 CSGO. That would be interesting. But hopefully we'll be getting this one underway fairly quickly. Don't have to throw it to a break. Oh, there goes ZWS again. Maybe still not totally happy with his internet as of now. Okay. Well, we will just go ahead and throw it to a little bit of a break. They do seem to be having some issues on the server, so stick with us. You know, you don't want to hear our boring voices talk about nothing for these next few minutes, so we'll let you listen to some music, and we'll be back as soon as these players are ready to go. Take too long. Seems they've gotten everything sorted, and we're ready. Round number 21.
Yeah, no, hopefully it was nothing serious as we get back into this. Oh.
Wow. Actually, a complete server reset. Interesting.
Oh.
Looks like we're good to go now.
Yep, there we go.
A little bit strange.
Okay. As we hop back in now, Darkest Hour still tied up 10-10. You can see a lot of utility and money still on the side of Darkest Hour, but they want to be able to capitalize early here. You want to put yourself back in the driver's seat, especially on such a difficult map as Nat's going to look through. Does get the leg on the axe, does not get the full kill, but now they have a lot of information here on this ramp, and here comes all the utility flying in now. Raysta will take a little bit of damage, not much at all. It's actually just 1 HP. But here comes the utility down the ramp, and Wiffys is here ready for this push.
Yeah, all these nades should alert Darkest Hour as to, you know, at least an approximation of, like, there are a lot of players here. And look at these bullets. I mean, they're just landing right onto these Darkest Hour players, right through the smoke. So much damage taken already. Axe is already down for the count. And they're going to have to reset here. Moving over towards this B site. But listen, they're ready for it. Nice spray transfer from Dew. One to the other. Wilson and Capital both fall. Now a 4v2. They're looking to speed things up towards this B site, but Reza already extremely low in the health category. Some time to figure it out, but just one smoke and one molly, and there goes the smoke out of the hands of Reza, which will block off that generator angle. But he's got a nice little gap above that smoke, and they will be able to clean it up with a fairly clean round, and that's super important for Wiffys to keep things clean. With the fragility of that CT economy, it can be broken so quickly, and so you gotta save as many guns as possible.
Yeah, no, great job there by Wiffys as well. I love that play they made where they threw all that utility down ramp, forced Darkest Hour to consider that rotation over to the other site, but little do they know, Dew is there waiting for them and was able to get two quick ones with a great spray transfer to kind of solidify a great start to that round there for them.
And right back to it, Darkest Hour, they don't want to waste any time. A quick A-ramp hit. They are clearing out these angles here.
You know, definitely a quick push here. I like this aggression from them. They seem to do well when they are being very confident on the map, as it's going to be a full utility here dumped onto this site. Not a lot of damage being done so far, but a great opening there as CWS is going to take a lot now, and so is Nat. Here comes the peak from Basta. They get one. Axe gets a second. Great shot there. Headshots run through, but Nat quickly answers it out with an option shot of their own.
Yeah, if Nat can maybe find one more frag here, there's a chance that they go for it. It's close. In a 4v3. But, I don't know. I think if you're Wiffys here, you might just want to go ahead and concede. It's so hard to get into this A bomb site. Well, they're going to go for it. Flashes and smokes are going over. Molly for the sandbags, and they're going to try and make this happen. It's Dew. He's found the close left angle. They're going to try and stick it here. Not a lot of time left. But it won't be enough. Darkest Hour, they close in on those remaining players. A good try from Wiffys, but Darkest Hour, they were perfectly set up for that retake and able to crunch them down onto that A site. And we're back to a draw at 11 apiece.
Yeah, no, great job by Darkest Hour. You might not think that push was coming, but when it did, they were ready to answer quickly and just held it off perfectly as they were able to get those kills, win the round. Now 11-11, back to a tie game. This is going to be a big other round where a team needs to really take control here. The back and forth game tends to be favoring Wiffys that we've seen so far. So Darkest Hour really needs to take control here. Maybe getting opening pick as Nat's going to be holding down this ramp push, looking for anybody to show a little bit of skin so they can get a shot on here. Capital, though, on the other side of the map, looking for angles of their own, but now Reza looking for something over here towards ramp. Nobody showing anything so far. This is another one of those slow rounds we've talked about, almost down to a minute already, and nothing has happened on either side.
Yeah, very quiet so far. Just a lot of nades being thrown, but no damage to be found as I say that. Reza, he'll take the first two of the round, down to 98. But now we start seeing Darkest Hour regroup and start to pinpoint a target. Seems like it is that A site once again. And that would be the correct decision, because the only person that is here right now to stop an A push would be Pat. And he is playing pretty well off of the site. So with 30 seconds remaining, Wiffys, I think at some point will be like, okay, now that it hits 20 seconds, surely it can't be B anymore. Now they'll hear those nades fly in, the rotations on the way over. trying to stop that bomb plant, but the molly won't fly in time. They'll have some smokes left over to stop Wiffys from getting back into the site, and a 5v5 retake. You don't see this very often.
No, you do not. And the 5v5 will still have to be kind of slow played here as all these smokes are still down. There's not a lot of data as the missed shot comes through. Nat misses, but Yados will not miss when given the opportunity. It's the opening pick. Now here comes WS, finds the first. Can they find the second? No, but Wilson shuts that down. Clock ticking down here, and it's going to be the runaway here from Wiffys. Another round on the board from Darkest Hour. Great round there. It starts with the op shot from Yados. It kind of shuts down any push or thought that they had of maybe going after that round.
Yep, perfectly executed take onto that A site, and they shut down any attempt at getting back into the bomb site, so Wiffy is forced to wave the white flag and get out of dodge. So it'll be Darkest Hour to retake that lead. It's been fairly back and forth ever since double digits has been hit between these two teams, and again, can really go either way. Luckily for Wiffys, save over 3 rifles and that op as well, so they've got plenty of weaponry to use moving into this next round. Darkest Hour looking to keep laying it on here. Maybe start pulling away from Wiffys if they can get a couple rounds in a row here. Never really know. The boost up here could be perfect. Apollo, he's just shoulder peeking it. Now for the wide swing. Won't be able to land that headshot just yet. Nat, he's got a good angle there, but Reza gets one right back. And now these B players still holding strong. Axe will get the first and the second. My God. Actually, that was Wilson who gets the first. I thought it was a spray transfer. That would have been absolutely incredible. But now the bomb is dropped, and that's the big key here.
Yeah, no, bomb down, no rough position as Nat hits a great flick shot there. On to Axe, 2v2 now. Pat picks up another on the Capital, and this round's looking harder and harder for Darkest Hour as the bomb's down just in an unfortunate placement, but through the smoke, Nat. Talk about some spider tingly senses, just hits the shot with no information there. Great play there for Nat as they're able to pick up the round. Tie it back up 12-12 and around Darkest Hour. You could argue maybe should have won, but the bomb being down in the unfortunate spots hurts as we get another match timeout.
Yeah, it's a stinger for sure. You know, you open up that B site, and unfortunately the bomb dropped on the other side. And that's why most of the teams, before they do and execute onto a site, or, you know, at least try to push in, gain some information, they kind of leave that bomb and spawn. You notice that from a lot of T sides on every tier of Counter-Strike, really. And that time it just bites them in the butt here. And we're tied again. 12-12. No one able to really gain footing. It's been quite back and forth. And now for Darkest Hour, if they lose this one, that will be quite a backbreaker for them, as they'll be on not the greatest money. So we'll see what kind of strategy they decide to deploy here to make things happen. Get that lead going. The Molly, they're going to try to push right through it. The MAC-10 leading the way from Axe. They'll take down one, but the flash is so beautiful. And Apollo, he's lining them up. ZWS able to help in support towards top mid. Bomb dropped. And, I mean, this really should be it here. Again, you can never say never in that 2v4, but they've got the angle. ZWS, he lines up the shot onto Capital, and that should do it. Wiffys will take that lead right back.
Yeah, no, a round that started off with that opening pick on a Nat just quickly fell apart as Captain Apollo is able to get the perfect flash and line up 3 there for the round, as Wilson does answer back with the first. Can he maybe find something here? The odds are not great in his favor, as he's going to back off this site now. Maybe save that AK, as like we said, they're going to go into this economy downfall here, as the money will be hurting. He picks up a second. We may have spoken too soon.
Yeah, they're walking into him. He's low HP, though. And, yep, that'll do it. So, a valiant effort from Wilson. You know, he makes it a little bit expensive for Wiffys, so, you know, not bad overall. That was dangerous, though. Still, regardless, Wiffys, they get the round win, up 13-12 now. And that's the big one. I said it. Darkest Hour are now broken as far as the economy goes, so they've got to save just a couple, just a Tech 9, and the rest will be Glocks, so most likely we'll see some kind of rush here.
Yeah, and the rush will come through as Dude does take down that first. Unfortunate there for Capital as he just gets gunned down running through, but here comes the push on the site. They're going to fly quick. Dude gets a third, fourth. Oh, and they're just all going to fall very, very quickly. Great job there by Whiff. Through the smoke, not really affected by the quick push. Read it well, and now take that 14-12 lead 2 rounds away from taking this match.
Nicely done. They keep it clean. Taking a look at scoreboard real quick. Just look at the individual scores of the players so far. It's Nat leading the way, the AWPer for Wiffys at 23 and 11, providing a lot of great impact kills. Wilson on the other side at 21 and 17, not far behind his Capital, who has been pretty consistent so far this season. You know, it's only been 2 games, but so far so good. It's a great flash, but ZWS able to escape because he had that rifler on sandbags there to help him out. Make sure that he didn't get swung on. And so they'll have to fall back, do a little bit of a reset. But 14-12, if Wiffys can get this round, it will be looking pretty dire for Darkest Hour. There are 3 players starting to inch up mid here. Could go either way.
No, definitely another one of these slow rounds we've talked about that really haven't favored Darkest Hour. And if there's any time for them to win one of these, now is the time. Down 14-12, economy on the brink of collapse. Here comes this push through mid. It's going to be Apollo checking this mid again. He finds the first. No, it's Nat. Nat for 2. Apollo gets the corner. GWS cleans him up, and that's a round. And this might be all she wrote now for Darkest Hour. No money in the bank. 15-12, backs against the wall. They need a miracle.
They do indeed, Parker. Match point for Wiffys. A really good setup there on the CT side. You had the player kind of take the attention away from the mid players towards elevator. And then right over the top of this boost here, the mid boost, able to shut him down. And fairly clean overall. Darkest Hour, they need someone to step up big here. 3 Galils, a MAC-10, and a Deagle on Capital. We know how much Capital can do with that Desert Eagle in his hand, but he's going to need a play similar to the one we saw in the previous match if they want a chance at winning. And to start things off, ZWS, he's gotten that first blood onto Yados. Capital will fall as well, and now things are looking real desperate. 5v3, still a lot of time to play here as Wilson works up the A ramp, but Axe not able to line it up, and that should pretty much do it. Wilson in the 1v5, he won't even be able to get one, and that will do it. So the comeback not able to be fulfilled this time from Darkest Hour. You know, they were down 9-1. They come all the way back, keep it close, but then just not able to close it out in the end.
You know, I think the comeback was the big story of the match. Weren't able to close it out, but we saw a lot of promise excuse me, that they can use going forward. If you are Darkest Hour, go back and watch this map. Look what you did right. Look what you did wrong and learn from it. We're still early in the season. This doesn't have to be the end of your season if it was maybe a later game in the season. So take advantage of that. Use that to your advantage and try to push this thing through to the end.
Yeah, so final score for today here on Vertigo. Wiffys will be taking it 16-12. And that will drop Darkest Hour down to 1-1. A hard-fought match. They tried their absolute best. You got to appreciate the perseverance and, you know, admire that for sure. Just not enough to finish it off today. Wiffys was just too much for them to handle. GG's all around. Good match. Pretty entertaining for us to watch, but that will pretty much do it from me and Parker. Parker, anything you got for us before we get you out of here tonight?
No, it was a great match. Loved watching some good Counter-Strike today. Hopefully we'll get to see these teams a little bit later in the season, see how they improve from here. But I think these are 2 teams to definitely watch going forward in the esea-main.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. So on behalf of LCA Broadcasting, I've been Danny Fanta. Beside me, Parker. Thanks for being with us, guys, and we'll see you in the next match. See you later.
can't stand emotions. It's like the fire. What can I do? What can I do, baby? 2 weeks without you, I can't wait so long.